Welcome everybody to a new episode of Flower Circus Talks. Today is promising to be a great talk. We've got somebody with a huge smile. Every time I speak to her, I see a big smile, so I can't wait to get her into the live stream. But before we go to the interview, I want to announce, and maybe some of you have already seen it, we've got a new colleague at Flower Circus. For the people who haven't seen it yet, a short introduction here from the new colleague. There he is.
Hello, my name is Dr. Van Loon. Flower Circus asked me to tell you more about the wonderful flowers that we work with around the world. And that's why I brought this magical doctor's bag. Inside this bag are all those wonderful flowers. And I will tell you more about where they come from, how they grow, and much more interesting stories. So please stay tuned for a lot of interesting stories about these flowers.
A pretty handsome guy, if I say so myself. But let's quickly go to Lani Callister from Ensign Wholesale Floral to talk about the beautiful company she has and what's going on at the moment. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for your time. I mean, it's early morning. Good for you?
No, 2 hours after I started, so we're good.
Yeah, you already got your big smile on again, so you're awake.
Yeah, I think that we're just happy to be still Ensign Wholesale Floral. I mean, just like anyone else in the world, we're happy to still be here, and happy that we could maybe be a little bit of help to some other people that we're trying to get back. First of all, I'll just say that I personally have been in the flower industry since I was a senior in high school. I worked at a flower shop, had a little bit of a connection. My boyfriend was friends with the people that owned the flower shop.
Yeah.
He eventually became my husband. 4 years later, after that, we bought that flower shop. So that was quite a while ago. We've gone through about 47 more years in the business.
Yeah.
Quite a bit of combined knowledge. Mine isn't as much without his isn't as much without mine. So together we can make things pretty good, I think.
Okay.
And then Ensign, and that's where we work now. It's
Yeah.
in Salt Lake City. And we run it like it's ours. We don't own Ensign, but we act like we do. And in that way, we try to do the best job that we possibly can.
Yeah.
Ensign is doing very well. It is a good wholesale house, has a good reputation. And we don't feel like we have lost any of that during the pandemic. We feel like we built on that and even has almost a better reputation now in some ways.
Okay.
So,
That's really good to hear. I mean, it's been a hard period for everybody, of course, and a lot of strange things happen. I mean, the floral industry has been an easy industry, but this really put us to the test, all of us. So that's good to hear that. Yeah, I mean, you got a great story, and we will come back to that a little bit later. How you went through the whole pandemic, but it's unbelievable to see that. Yeah, the strength flowers can give to people.
yes, what was, I think, interesting is that personally, I love flowers. I have a passion for flowers. I never wanted to see anything go away,
Yeah.
And I think that people who are really passionate and love flowers do well in this industry. We just keep pushing. We
Yeah.
just keep wanting. We just keep loving, and we hope that for the whole world, that flowers can still be the thing that people can rely on.
Yeah.
Health-wise, happiness-wise, love-wise. It's very, very important.
Yeah. I think flowers has been a great support for all the people out there. And then people felt that as well because they started to buy so much flowers. I mean, of course, the beginning was difficult. Nobody knew what was going to happen. But once everybody knew what was happening, people stayed at home and started to buy flowers and plants more to keep themselves happy.
That's correct. In the beginning, we all probably went through this. We have that moment where they say, "Okay, this is real. This is a pandemic. This is worldwide. This is going to shut you down. This is going to make a lot of difference in your business."
Yeah,
And from the very beginning, we were very adamant in our minds. At least Roger and I said, "No, we we're not going to do that unless we're forced to do that
yeah,
because we want our jobs. We want this business to stay alive. We've been very dedicated to it. We want our employees to have jobs. We want other people to be able to buy flowers. So let's do everything we can to make it work." And so, do you want any details yet, or are
yeah.
we?
But so I want to know. I mean, in the beginning, you're buying year round from growers from all over the world. Actually, yeah, you're trying to source the best flowers from the best growers all over the world. Of course, there are a lot of contracts there as well. So you get flowers in every week.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, how did that happen, or what happened after everything stopped?
Well, we actually, the very first few days, a lot of those flowers had come into the country at that time. Nobody had completely shut down yet. We got a very large shipment. We always say our standing orders save us. They save
Yeah,
a lot of customers that at that very beginning point, we didn't, we tried to go on business as usual. And so flowers came in, and we were feeling fairly okay about it, although we knew that a lot of the flower shops were closing. So we
yeah,
had standing order boxes for them. We have created probably 25 different boxes that many of our customers get every week, besides their specialty orders and that type of thing. They came in, well, they don't want them now, and we have them now. And so we just went ahead, we'll do the best we can. Just tell us when you can come back. Tell us when you
yeah,
want it. And then the transportation. Whew, that was the worst. I was like, okay, I have some good friends, and I dare talk directly with them and say, "Hey, we're all in this together. We're in a mess. You got
yeah,
to help us. We've all got to take a little bit of hit in this. We are the wholesaler. We are going to throw some flowers away. We're going to give some flowers away. We're going to sell some flowers, not all of our flowers." And so, um, directly, we, some of us called the transportation companies, whether it be the airlines, the Prime and Armalini, the big trucking places, the Cal Air, different
yeah,
things like that, different our cargo agencies, and just said, help us, and start begging. Um, yes, we'll pay more. We'll pay more. They're going to get a hit because maybe every only thing that's going to be on that truck is our load. I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know if other people are going to bring their loads in, but we'll pay for it because we can. We were in a position where in our business we could have gone on for several months and
yeah.
been okay. But
Well,
I know there was a lot of people that couldn't do that. They had to immediately call and stop their standing orders. They had to
yeah,
immediately tell the farms they were not going to pay them any money for until they started up again. And I was so worried for the farms because that's a hard thing to let go, to go home. The workers go home, and then the crops are going. And um, yeah, we begged and begged, and finally they said, "Okay, we're going to do, once a week out of California. We're going to do once a week out of Miami. We're going to the cargo planes from Quito,
yeah,
started to fly a little bit in the passenger plane sometimes with
Yeah, we all seen the pictures, I think, with even the flowers standing on the seats.
yeah, with their seatbelts on.
Yeah,
Yeah, and up in the luggage
safety
rack.
first. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, there's our boxes. They're coming.
Yeah.
So that was interesting, and I'm sure other people had lots of these same experiences. But I think that after several different, besides us, people told them, no, let's do the ones that can. Let's
Yeah.
try. Let's go. Let's just keep on trying. We
Yeah.
don't want to go away.
I mean, it's like I think you had the feeling, and a lot of people had the feeling. You had the weight of the whole industry on your shoulders because you wanted to keep your customers alive. You wanted to keep your own company, of course, but also the growers, transportation companies. I mean, it was like, yeah, we need to help each other out to at least get through this.
Yes, and I think, I mean, we were all going to have, if we got our flowers, when we get those shipments, and on a Sunday night when we arrive for work, because we do some prep for the Monday morning, and to see that miracle of whatever number of boxes are in there, just stacked everywhere,
Yeah.
and you're just so grateful. And we wanted our employees to have a job. We wanted us to have a job. We wanted, but we did have to cut down. We did not lay off employees. We cut hours down for a while. Some of the drivers, instead of going every day on their routes, 5 days a week, they went 4 or 3. And
Yeah.
then the longer routes went, the ones going into Idaho, that type of thing, they went 1 day instead of 2 days. We stopped the routes that were taking just standing orders up on Monday, things like that. We just did things that trimmed it down a little bit, but still the customers knew things were going
Yeah.
to come. So that's what we did in the beginning. We also, and I mentioned this to you, John, the other day, is that we had flowers that we gave away, flowers that we threw away, flowers that our employees took home every weekend and took to their neighbors and made bouquets and handed them out and said, it's going to be okay. We're coming back. We're going to be just fine. And this is going to make you feel a lot better. And so we also had the free flowers on Friday. We had customers that were still trying to do some weddings. They would come in to pick up their wedding order. So grateful that there were flowers in the cooler.
Yeah.
And they picked up their orders, and we said, okay, now today is Free Flower Friday. You can go back in the cooler. You go get anything you want in there and take it with you. And they did. A lot of them loaded up their vans, and they came in and they were, the next time they were crying, you saved us. You helped us. We got through that week. We got through the
Yeah.
next week. We kept going. And so that's what we did until anybody was going to tell us we couldn't do something, we were going to do it. And of course, in Utah, we were lucky. We had, I mean, the virus was here. It was
Yeah.
alive and active. It was going all over. I saw the first riot I have ever seen in my life in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And it was, it wasn't even the same world we thought we lived in. And all of a sudden it's different, but we at least were helping in some way to make to get the flower industry to keep going.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it was, I mean, everybody will remember this. Even when we are really old, we will still talk about this, I think. But the strange thing is, it turned around quite rapidly as well. When people, when they got flowers, people got flowers from neighbors, and like you said, Free Flower Friday, giving flowers away. And then people thought, wow, flowers really make me feel better. And they started to buy flowers, and not just a few flowers. They were starting to buy flowers more than ever.
Yes. And as florists, as wholesalers, as grocery stores, as people that were deemed as essential because we're supporting the agriculture industry in California and Quito and Colombia and Holland and
Yeah.
Costa Rica or wherever we talk about, we are trying to keep the agriculture alive to feed people in the world and then to treat people as medicine with our flowers. And as soon as we found, okay, we are essential, there was a florist in Idaho. Her mother was on the Supreme Court of Idaho State, something. She says, oh, yes, you can stay open. And when we heard that, we're like, okay, we will stay open until we are shut down.
Yeah.
And so we kept delivering. It got more every month. The one thing I thought about last night when I was thinking about something that I could talk about that maybe we do, we pay attention to detail. And that was what helped us through this were the details that we had always done. In March, the week before the announcement of the pandemic, I should say, was probably around the 10th, 11th. We were in St. George for a baseball tournament for our youngest grandson. And the kids on that team, when they ended, would always do high fives, slap the hands, all that. Well, they didn't. They tilted their hats, to the other team after the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, something is going on. And then we came home and we realized, that things could shut down, that type of thing. But what we
One second. I think I lost you there. Yeah. Can you please reconnect again? Because I lost you there. So if you can reconnect, then we'll get you back soon. And yeah. And if, everybody knows, I think, who's watching Flower Circus Talks. In the first Friday of the month, we have a flower show. This time we've got a new florist coming up as well. So it's going to be Pascal Zeilmans. So the 2nd of July, join us as well at the same time. Lani, I think you got two times the screen, an open screen. So can you shut off one? And let me get you into the screen again. I think it's okay now. Let us try. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, now it's good. Sorry for that.
That's all right.
Oh,
Okay,
oh no, you're. One second. I think you got two screens open. You got it 2 times open. So can you?
Oh.
Oh, and that's the wrong one. So there's one open still. Can you shut down that one and open a new one? So like I said, the 2nd of July, Pascal Zeilmans, very talented florist. He has his own flower shop in Holland. Beautiful flower shop. If you're in Holland, feel free to visit his shop as well. And we are back again. Ooh, yeah, there you are.
Oh, now I have to again. Do I?
No, it's great now.
Okay. All right. So I just want to tell one thing about a detail.
Yeah.
When we came back, we realized that, we'd only been gone 3 or 4 days, but we had sent out our Mother's Day pre-book order forms to all of our customers before we started. And by the time we came back, we already had 120 pages, and we just do by pages, which is fairly good for that early. So the middle of March, we already had a lot of pre-book orders from our regular customers, what they wanted for Mother's Day, if they wanted their standing orders doubled, if they wanted standing orders doubled plus extra, and then they had their weddings, their dances, whatever. We had good orders already. We knew that we were going to do Mother's Day. So many people were like, we're waiting to see. And that's many of our customers were doing that too. We're waiting to see. okay, but we are going to go on with it. We told them, sent them letters. We are all going to be okay. We're going to go on with it. We're going to have your flowers. You can take them if you want them. If you're not in business, of course not.
Yeah.
So that made us feel good for that moment.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a hard period for everybody, and not knowing when it was ending, and yeah, I mean, it's still there at the moment. So it's luckily there's light at the end of the tunnel now, but still we don't know when we can freely move and travel from Europe to the US and things like that.
That's
I mean, and it still affects the way of buying as well. I mean, you're buying from all over the world. Less planes, boats, containers is a problem. So still, it's the industry is affected.
yes, and I think what is important is that we never canceled any standing orders. So because that put us a little farther in front of the line a little
Yeah,
bit. And with our cargo agency is the same out of Quito as it is out of Medellin, as it is out of Bogota, as it is in Miami. And because it was constant, it was only interrupted because of the transportation issue at the beginning.
yeah,
And that helped our transportation part of it go much smoother. They knew what to expect that we were going to do. So we were just trying to push for them to do, have more routes,
yeah,
open up more, twice a week for, the Western United States. And just help us to keep going.
yeah,
Yes, we are going to take a little bit of the loss. We're all going to take some.
yeah,
And for many, it was a great loss. And for many, it was everything.
yeah. Yeah, it was people's lives' work for many of the people.
Mhm.
That made it really hard, or makes it really hard seeing people with so much passion work with their products, with the flowers, and then that it ends like this. I mean, that's terrible to see. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, but we're getting out stronger. It's still difficult to buy flower, or we can buy flowers. I think transportation is one of the big issues now. That is, yeah, that's the problem. And besides that, I think the people who are, yeah, people, you can't get people as well.
Right. I think that one of the things that really influenced me to want to go on, or influenced actually probably a lot of the flower world, if they buy any product from California, because we're fairly close. We have quite a bit of product come from
Yeah,
California, seasonal type things and year round. And um, I have a friend named Andrew Newman. He's Sun Valley Farms, and I hadn't noticed it. He had put it at the very end of his price list, or whatever they will send out weekly, or semi-weekly, whatever. And he had said, in when I read this little message at the bottom of that email, I'm like, oh my, I haven't seen this before. But he was talking about the situation is dire, the situation that the flower industry is in. And he said,
yeah,
everything has been canceled, postponed, and put on hold. And we're living in a different life, hardly ever seeing family and friends. And then he went on to just say, but someday we will once again join together. There will be celebrations like the world has never seen. And I feel like we have started those celebrations here in Utah, because we are seeing people doing big
yeah,
things, doing more things, doing premium things. And this part where he said there will be celebrations with hugs and, of course, flowers. Every restaurant will have a wait. Every concert will be sold out. Every wedding will be attended, and every celebration will be adorned with our good work. When this is over, we will all be needed like never before. And there will eventually be a day that we all mark and remember as the day we were reunited with one another under the same sun again.
Yeah.
He says, today, I want you to remember all of tomorrow's parties. And tomorrow's parties have started.
Yeah, I'm with, it's 30 plus degrees Celsius here, and I'm with goosebumps. So that's, and I mean, you already had the celebration with the floral industry. What is it, last week? So that was really great.
Yeah, the wholesaler convention in Miami at the Doral. We did what we've done for every year except for last year, and we brought people together with friends, with family, with flowers, and we celebrated just being together. And we had the tabletop displays and all that. And I will say that that was not the main attraction. The main attraction was being together, seeing each other. I was almost apologizing for. I'm sorry I didn't look at your booth, but I I really just wanted to talk to someone, to see somebody.
Yeah.
And we walked around and just felt so good just being in the midst of people with flowers, and the education events were light and feel good type education, and how can we help each other? What can we do
Yeah.
now? And yeah,
I,
it was great.
I think we took so many things for granted. I mean, flying in for a wedding, a certain type of white rose, and to replace it, it wasn't possible because it had to be that type of white rose or whatever kind of flower. And now we come from a period that we were even happy that we had some flowers. So for a wedding or for an event or whatever. So and getting through this crisis, everybody, I mean, it's like it's almost like seeing each other again, high-fiving. Yeah, we did it, and we got through it. And now not only that, we see that there's such a vibe now in the industry, or that's coming up, that so many people are buying flowers, so many people are buying plants, and they appreciate it as well, much more than they did ever before. If I see consumers buying flowers, price is hardly an issue at the moment.
No, price isn't an issue on hardly anything, and it's premium flowers they want. They'll take any flowers, actually. I
Yeah.
mean, we always let them say what they want. We always tell them there could be subs, but if we do, this is the main thing that we did when we started at Ensign. We are going to tell people when we don't have the Playa Blanca rose that they want, when then we don't have the quicksand rose, when
Yeah.
we don't have the shamrock hydrangea. And so when we every well we do it on Tuesday and Friday. We go through the order report. We have what we call the post-it notes. And
Yeah.
what we do is we write down, we will need to substitute for 200 of your quicksand. We have them coming. For 100, will you be able to take Sahara? Will you be able to take La Perla or something else?
Yeah.
And then they know when they walk in. We don't surprise people that when they walk in, they are going to get something that they didn't order.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting that everyone wants the same, the quicksand, the pink mondile, the Playa Blanca,
Yeah.
just so many of the very new, interesting. But guess what? They don't care if we go back to amnesia and sweet keto and whatever the
Yeah.
other ones that used to be the popular ones too.
Yeah. Luckily, I mean, I've personally foresee some problems with weddings coming up, and so many weddings coming up, big events, that probably somebody in, I don't know, Idaho will order 20,000 quicksands, but also somebody in Europe, maybe in Paris, wants to do a wedding also with 20,000, while there may be only 10,000 in the market.
Right. Yes, and blending the varieties is beautiful,
Yeah.
and that is what we sell. We sell the look, right? We don't have to sell the exact name, the exact color, the exact. We're selling a look. We're selling shades. We're selling beauty, and
Yeah.
and we have to make ourselves look like we know what we're talking about. One lucky thing that we do have at Ensign, and just quickly, our salespeople have almost all been in the retail business.
Oh, that's
Russ
great.
and I were in retail flower shops for 26 years and owned 3 or 4 shops at all times. And this is our sales area that he's showing right now. But our salespeople have come from retail places. They know the supplies, they know the flowers, they can help people, they can tell them what they want, they can tell them what they thought they
Yeah.
they can tell them what you thought you didn't want, you really do want, and then you go on, and they're knowledgeable enough that they're very convincing, and they can pick up 3 or 4 things and look at this. Look how
Yeah.
gorgeous this is. And this is going to be different than what you had planned on. It's going to be different than everybody else's in the world that weekend.
Yeah. And I think a lot of florists forget. I had a meeting with a florist last week, and she showed me a picture. She said, "I've got a bride who wants to make this," and it was from Pinterest. And really, there were 4 or 5 filters on over that picture. So I said, "Is it orange? Is it red? Is it black? I don't know. What type of rose is it?" I said, "So don't be too picky if she said, yeah, this is the name of the rose, because she's buying the look. She's not buying the rose. She's just shouting a name of a rose because she heard it somewhere. But with all the filters over it looks way different." And
Yeah.
that's something I think a lot of florists sometimes forget, that people want to have the look, and you are the florist is a specialist who can make it, who can make that look, and not. I mean, if we go to the butcher and we want a nice piece of meat, we think he's the specialist as well. So
That's
if
right.
people come into a florist shop, they think as a florist you're the specialist as well. So you should
Hmm.
tell them, this is how we're going to do it. This is how I'm going to do it, and it looks like this or even better.
That's right. And the florists have to do that with their customers, and then the florists are our customers, and we tell the florist what their customer wants,
Yeah,
because we we see the flowers every single day. Our retailers do not see the flowers every single day. Some of our retail customers have never been in our building. They're 200, 300 miles away. That's no reason that they can't come here once in a while, but
yeah,
just to walk through, to see what's new, to see what's beautiful, to
yeah,
see what is in the cooler. And we would be happy for everyone to do that, but they don't. But our salespeople can tell them on the phone. They can describe. They can show them pictures. They can turn their phone around and do a video for them. Look at these together. Do you like this? Your bride is going to love this,
yeah,
because I know it, we know exactly what color she's looking for, and it is these shades of blushy, mauvey, peachy, pinky. Yeah, it's all of this taupey quicksand look. And
yeah.
then and they're like, you're right, we can use all of those. So that's what we have to do.
And that's great if you have salespeople like that who know the industry, who know the customer of the customer, and really can help the customer doing more sales.
Yep. And that's the thing. I think we have retained some customers that we did not have before the pandemic. Possibly they went somewhere where their wholesaler, or where they normally buy their flowers, was not open at one time. They don't want to go to the work again, and I better check and see if they're open now, whatever.
Yeah,
And so they know that if they come here, we are open, and we have been open every day since
yeah,
this started. And so we have a lot of new customers, which is a big challenge too, because getting enough flowers, making sure that Melissa and I buy enough flowers. We want to fill up that cooler. We want to still have that cooler with a very good uh, product line when it's Thursday and Friday, and we're closed Saturday. We still want it to have flowers in there that people can come in and buy, and that they know every time they come in, there's going to be flowers in there for them to buy.
yeah.
So sometimes we have too much. We don't say we bought too much. We say our salespeople didn't sell enough. And
That's
and
the
sometimes
mentality.
and they say, you didn't buy enough. no, your customers didn't pre-book anything this week.
Yeah.
So that's what we ask our florists, please pre-book, please tell us things that you know you need, and
Yeah.
we'll get it for you. So.
And at your wholesale, you also got some nice presentations as well. So customers really should come once in a while as well to see your presentations there as well.
Yes, this is a little part of our education, especially during the pandemic when we haven't been able to have live designers come, the AIFD designers that we've just have so many good friends that we would love to have come. But one of our designers, who is our salesperson who is a designer, she does this every week. She does one of the trends, or whatever you'd like to call it, and she puts together a display, and it's right where people come to pay the cashier, and they can look through it, and they're like, oh, where are these? Can you show me where these are? We're using a lot of bleached dried items. The bleached dried items, we have them out in the hard goods area, but we also have them in the cooler, and we put them right in the cooler with pampas grass, with other things, other interesting dried things that go together. And they'll sell either way, just as a dried item or as a complement to the fresh flowers.
Yeah. And is that a trend you see more after the pandemic? Because Kirsten van Dijk is also asking, have you seen a different direction, like the antique look since COVID?
I would say it's been there for quite a while, but yes, I will say it's more now. We sell a lot of the dried and bleached and mixing it in. Personally, I don't like it just completely all dried or all foliage, or we have brides that now are doing what they call the boho look, and they want just all greens, just all eucalyptus, just all whatever like that. But my niece had a wedding last week that was like, I prefer flowers in with it, even if it's just clusters here and there. But it's gorgeous, and simple flowers with the bohemian look is gorgeous. And the bleached has been extra hard to get with the bleached Italian ruscus, where Italy has been quite closed a lot. I mean, not able to ship out as much as we had hoped. So we always have a little bit of shortage on that. But yes, just to have them a different avenue to use for even something to fill up their spaces, whatever it is.
I think with trends, people, or after the pandemic, or if we can talk already about after the pandemic, depends a little bit in what area you are in the world at the moment. I think people buy more flowers, but they are more outspoken in their taste of flowers as well. So they're going more extreme to bohemian, or more extreme colorful, or they go more extreme as well. It's not just a bouquet. They want to do it some extra with it.
That's right. They want the premium flowers. They want more. They want better. They want interesting. Then they want different, although everyone wants the same. Okay. They want different, but the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they don't want to look too different from their friend's wedding that was a couple of weeks ago, but they got to have it different or bigger. So we're seeing the bigger quite a bit more. Some of the brides have opted to not use the expensive venue maybe that they were going to take before. They come in, they pick up their order. And by the way, now we're just going to go in and shop. We have $1,000 more now to spend on flowers. We didn't use as much of the expensive venue. We're going to make the part that we are using very, very, very nice. Lots of outdoor weddings. We're going to make that backyard look gorgeous. And it's going to be filled with flowers. And flowers are the happy thing about a wedding. You walk into a wedding where they've got the table set up, the backdrop set up, the everything set up, but the flowers haven't arrived yet. That's not a wedding yet. It's not a wedding till the flowers are there. And that's what makes everything look beautiful. And people that are in the flower business who are not passionate, who do not love flowers, are doing a disservice. You need to love what you do in this business. It's important.
I mean, you did it all out of love. I mean, there's been a long period where you didn't make any money. Even you were working harder than ever, probably, and losing money, but you still managed to wake up every morning and go in again. And that's something, that's when you know you've got the passion for your job.
Yes, and now we're breaking records of even to of 2019, which was our best year ever.
Yeah.
2019, and now in May we had our best month ever of Ensign being open 65 years.
Wow.
We are having our best. We are way up in. Let's see, I didn't even look at this. Well, June is up right now 43.9% over 2019.
Unbelievable.
We always want just a tiny bit of rest after May. You know, just a tiny little day or two, and it's not in June. It's not
Yeah.
this year. It's okay because
Yeah.
we want to be busy. We want to serve people. We want to help our florists to recover. We want to keep bringing in the best flowers from all over the world at a fair value. We say the
Yeah.
best flowers because we do buy the best. If someone wants us to price match with another wholesaler, we're going to say, is their liatris 90 centimeter? And is it from this farm or this farm? Because they are the ones that have the best. And
Yeah.
that's what we have. And no, we can't price match because if you want the quality, then this is what the price is.
Yeah.
And I think that we do have a reputation for being very quality minded. We very, very, very seldom ask for a credit from our farms. We very seldom have credits from our customers. If they do have
Yeah.
a problem, of course, a box of roses comes in, it's completely mashed on the ends, whatever it is, of course they get credit. But very seldom do we ask our farms for credits because guess what? The farms don't like you anymore. I mean, they sort of like you for a little while, but then the next time you do it and the next time you do it, they start to not believe you
Yeah.
because we have so very, very few things that come in damaged or moldy or ugly or wasted or whatever. We do not expect our farms to pay because we ordered too much or
Yeah.
because we didn't take care of the flowers, because we did not process those that were not sold, because we did not put them in our cooler for our customers to buy. That's our
Yeah.
fault. That has nothing to do with the farms. We want our farms to like us. If they like us, they're going to send us what we want. And we found that very, very true during the holidays.
Yeah. I mean, it's so true. We're all in it together, and COVID really showed us that. But now as well, we were all in it together. We need each other. From breeders until the florist, everybody needs each other, and we need to work together. And I think that's something the pandemic really taught us, that we need to work more together, talk about things, be more open to each other as well. And only that way we can also handle the current demand for flowers, because we have some challenges, I think, the coming period, if the demand of flowers will stay this way.
That's right. And I think the thing with education, we've got to continue educating our customers, the
Yeah.
customers educating their customers. We need to keep doing it. We have a designer that comes in here probably 4 or 5 times a month, and she sets up her own classes. She has anyone can come to her classes. It's a great thing. We have education, a lot of it. Last night I
Yeah.
taught
Yeah.
flowers for kids,
I mean,
and
that's great.
simply
Yeah.
wonderful for that next generation.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is. So yeah, let's hope we can manage the demand and have a little bit of rest as well. Probably it's not going to be June, but hopefully you get some days of rest. Yeah, I can talk with you for hours, I think, about flowers, because it's also because we share the same passion.
Mhm.
I mean, and that's what keeps us going every day, I think.
It is.
Um, so yeah, I really want to thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll meet soon, and we can have a floral party.
A big party with lots of flowers.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks again. I hope to see you soon. Thank you for all the information. I mean, some wonderful things, and especially sharing the passion. I think that's the most important thing during these flower circus talks. That no matter where in the world, everybody in the flower circus talk have the passion for flowers, and it's an international passion, and it's really nice to see.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. Thanks very
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you everybody for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.
All right.